Hey everyone, it is your favorite accountant Shanita here with you, and I'm hopping on today because I came across a situation with one of my clients who have a 16-year-old daughter that they want to put on their payroll for their business, and I was just giving them some guidance on how we can utilize that as a tax strategy for their business. So it made me realize some of you business owners may not know this. So I wanted to hop on here, sprinkle a couple nuggets of wisdom on you guys and how you can take advantage of putting your children on payroll for your business and using that as a tax deduction for your business. As a parent, which I am one, and a parent of a teenager, we know how expensive they can be, right? There's always something they want to do, something that they want to buy, something. It's always something. Okay, so in my case, with my son, he is been so eager and so excited to get his first job. He's just like, oh my God, I can't wait to get a job and get my own money. So then I don't have to be asking you for money. And I love that for him, by the way. I love him not being in my pockets and wanting to have his own money because, hey, that is great. However, I was like, you know what? I do. I proposed to him. I said, hey, look, how about this? How about you come and you work for my company? Because working for my company, there's a tax advantage to it, son. And this is what I said to him. I said, okay, so if you go get that job at AMC Movie Theater or Chick-fil-A or wherever it is that you want to work at, let's say, for example, they pay you $100. I said, now, because of your age, I'm in the state of Florida. So in the state of Florida, you have to be at least 14 to work legally. And he is. So in the state of Florida, because of his age, they don't have to take federal taxes out, FICA. They just have to take out Social Security and Medicare. Okay. Well, if he comes and works for me, I do not. If I have an LLC and I am paying him, I do not have to take that out. So what I explained to him was, so if you're getting paid $100, good old Chick-fil-A, by the time that they take their piece out of that, you're not getting $100. When they pay the taxes, you're only going to get $93. I said, but if you work for mom, your $100 is your $100. I said, so the choice is yours. You can choose to go work for somewhere else. And I get it if that's what you want to do. Or you can start working with me and helping me out with the business. I can teach you some things. And if you still want to go work for somebody else, that's great. But, that is an option. So he sat there. He was like, yeah, no, I want the whole $100. Okay. So that, first off, is an advantage to your children, just so you know. Okay. So they working for you, working for their mother or father, you do not have to take any taxes out. Whereas if they work anywhere else, they are going to have to be subjected to paying Social Security and Medicare as of right now. Also, if the standard deduction, by the way, for 2025 is 15,000, for a single is 15,000. As long as you are paying your children underneath that amount, they don't have to file a tax return. Okay. Okay. No taxes are coming out. They don't have to file a tax return. There you go. All right. So then that was the advantage to your children. Now let's talk about the advantage to you, the business owner. Okay. So in this situation, my client was an S Corp. So I'll get to that because that was a little trickier as to what I advised her of, and I'll share that with you guys shortly. In the meantime, I want you guys to let me know how many of you have children who you're interested in having be a part of your business. And have you thought about putting them on payroll? I would love to hear that. And if so, please drop it in the comments like, hey, no, that's something I've considered, or that's something my child's mentioned they have an interest in, or that's something that I've been thinking about presenting to my child. Sometimes as parents, we're thinking in the long run, I'm not going to be here forever, nor even if I have so many years in front of me, I may want to retire. I may not want to do this. So just being able to, have my child or children work in my business, learn my business, be able to run it, manage it, however, maybe something that is of interest to you. And being able to start that young is a great advantage. So I would definitely love to hear in the comment section. Please put that in there if that's something that you're in that situation. All right. So moving forward, tax advantage to business owners. So let's start with the LLC. As an LLC, what you would be able to do is if you wanted to pay your 16-year-old a salary of $10,000, then you would, and you could, let's say, actually we'll do 12,000, right? Because I just feel like that's the even number, because essentially that's $1,000 a month. So let's say you have a 16-year-old, you want to pay them $12,000. So each month you would pay them you would wire from your business bank account to their bank account, and that is how it needs to happen, is to go into their bank account, $1,000. That is their pay. Or you can set them up on an hourly situation to figure out hours, however it is, but nonetheless, just for the sake of this video, $1,000. Okay, so each month they get $1,000. 12,000 is less than 15. Once again, the 2025 standard deduction for a single is 15. Okay, so for that reason, we don't have to get into the whole filing tax returns and that goodness. Now, that $12,000 that you paid in salaries and wages to your child, that $12,000 is the deduction because it comes off of your profit and loss, which ultimately is going to lower your tax liability, right? It's lowering what your net income is going to be for the year. So the lower your net income is, the lower your tax liability is going to be. And let's face it, 9 times out of 10, your children were already asking you for money and you were already spending money on them anyway. So at least this way, it now becomes a benefit to your business versus before when you were paying yourself a salary from your business and then you were giving them the money. Okay. So that's a LLC. That's how you would do it, right? You just pretty much just needs to set it up so that way you transfer the money or write a check, but the money just needs to come out of the business account to your child's account. Now, my client's situation, she is an LLC, but she is being taxed as an S corporation. So just to give you a little brief knowledge on S corps, she would need to put her daughter on an actual payroll and process payroll. As an S corp, she would be subject to having to take out Social Security and Medicare. So a way to get around that, and it was perfect for her anyway, because this client of mine was about to open up a second business. She just hadn't gotten to the process of doing it yet. So I said, okay, great. We're going to open up a second business. It's going to be a management business. Okay. That a second business is going to be an LLC as well. But that LLC is just going to be a regular LLC. Your first business is an LLC tax as an S corp. Your second business is an LLC. That's just a regular LLC. And we're going to put your daughter on the payroll for your second business, not your first. If we put her on the first, then unfortunately, we're going to have to process her as an employee where we take out the Social Security and Medicare. On a regular LLC, we don't. So what that means is if you want to pay her $1,000 a month, that $12,000 is $12,000. If we go over here and we want to do that, then unfortunately, about 7.5% of that is going to go to taxes. It's going to go to the Medicare and Social Security. So therefore, that's how we structure it. The S corp, the LLC, and then the daughters underneath the LLC. You make sure that the S corp, when it's paying the LLC, it pays it just the right amount of money that's going to be going to your daughter, your son, your children, whatever the employees are that are listed under that LLC. Do not transfer, don't have the S corp paying the LLC $50,000, but you're only paying $15,000 to the children, because now we have to pay self-employment tax, and we don't want to do that. So If you're a LLC being taxed as an S corp and you want to know how to take advantage of putting your children on payroll, this is how we must do it. Step one, we have the LLC that is being taxed as a S corporation. Step two, you will create a whole separate LLC, okay, that falls underneath that S corp. The S corp is going to pay the LLC. Then we have step three. Step three is going to be that your children are going to be placed as employees of the LLC, right? So your LLC is like a management company. The children are working for the LLC. So, like I mentioned before, if you've made the decision that you're going to pay $12,000 a year to your child, then that means the S corp pays. So yeah, the S corp is going to pay your LLC $12,000. The LLC is going to pay your children $12,000. At the end of the year, the LLC has zero tax liability because all the income that it received, it also expensed to payroll. So zero. So when you file your tax return, it's going to net zero. The S corp was able to get that additional tax deduction for the money that it paid to the LLC. So that $12,000 it was paying to the LLC is a tax deduction for the S corporation. And then your children, they were able to receive that $12,000 with no taxes, no Medicare or Social Security coming out of it. So that, my dear, is what we call a triple win. Okay, so if you have any questions about how to do that, I do understand that is a little, especially if you're S corporation, it can be a little tricky. Please, by all means, ask any questions you may have down in the comment section. If you're trying to figure out like, well, hey, I have this one business, so how would I even set up a second business underneath it? That is what I'm here for. Okay, I'm here to answer those questions. You can always reach out to me. As you see my information scrolling across the bottom, so you can go onto the website and please book a free consultation. Okay, free 99. You can call me at the office. You can also, if you want to, DM me or ask your questions in the comment section. I'll definitely respond to any questions that I get. So thank you so much, guys, for your time. And once again, hopefully this information was useful. If it was, please let me know by liking this video or sharing it. If you know anybody who is a business owner, thinking about being a business owner, has children, then this is something that could be beneficial to them. Please, sharing is caring, okay? So share this with them. And you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll be back a little later on to drop some more nuggets of wisdom on you guys. But have a fantastic day, all right?